Well, I'm celebrating the holiday anyways. It is the 21st of January. Where has the year gone? Mamma mia. And this is it's a holiday today down here. And Our Lady of what? Altagracia. 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 That's the holiday today. I think we had another holiday already this year. Wasn't the 6th of January a holiday as well? Yeah, it was Epiphany. So they have New Year's, they have Epiphany on the 6th, and then on the 21st, I guess it's the 21st, they have Our Lady Altagracia. Alta Gracia. Altagracia. Altagracia. Oh, am I still on? Don't take me. This is another video about Trump. What am I doing? Happy Our Lady of Altagracia. How do you say that in Spanish? I don't know. I'm doing a Trump video. Happy Virgin Mary Day to all my Dominican friends. Here's a nice little story. You're watching a real estate channel right now, unless you're on Twitter. I'll probably put this on Twitter lately. I'll probably put it on Twitter lately. And mostly it's Dominican content and not too much of the Jim Fannin show, right? Dominican and real estate related content is what you watch here. And this is Dominican content. It's a holiday here. And I always talk about my life down here. So I live in a complex that provides laundry service. And today being a holiday and me forgetting about it, I walked up to the front desk at 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. And I brought my laundry from one of my units up that I manage, and I need Always with God is what you see on that car. It's cool. And I said to the guys and girls that were hanging around up there in my broken Spanish, yo necesito limpia hoy. I need clean today. I necesita. Well, you don't need yo if you say necesito. If you say necesito, you don't need yo because necesito means I need already. But it's not uncommon to say yo necesito. So I go up and I tell him, and the Spanish guy I'm talking to, Danielle, I think they call him Barry. Is his nickname? He lets the girls, and the girl shrugs her shoulders. She says, I don't know. We'll see if if the girls are here, right? So I had an appointment I had to fly to, and I'm headed out, and I'm not thinking anything about it. And I drive by the school, and I notice there's no one in the parking lot of the school. I'm like, oh, it must be a holiday today. Okay. I go into George's. Carolina's son, Caesar, sitting at the table having breakfast, and I'm, ¿qué está haciendo? ¿Por qué no escuela? My Spanish is getting better, but it's so broken, but I try to use it. Like the kid speaks English, and so does his mother. But I try to use my Spanish wherever I can, because hopefully somebody will correct me and say, no, you should be saying it this way, right? So I said to the kid, ¿Qué está haciendo? What are you doing? And why are you not in school? Well, that doesn't mean why. What I'm saying directly is, ¿por qué no escuela hoy. Why no school today? So it's pretty brutal, but I get the point across. And Carolina says from the kitchen, it's a holiday. I'm like, oh, okay. So I hang out with Caesar for an hour. We played solitaire. I taught him, well, I'm not teaching him. He was watching me, like I was just showing him how to play on the phone because he's got a bunch of games. And he says, what games do you play? And I'm like, the only game I really play on this. And then I pulled out Sniper, 3D Sniper, or whatever it's called. Started playing that with him. But then I realized, yeah, the gunshot wounds are close up and the blood goes everywhere. It's probably not good for my 6-year-old friend. Anyway, talk about making a short story long. I'm good at that, eh? Welcome to the Jim Fannin Show. I don't do a lot of this content on this platform. I just basically do beach walks and house tours and shows. But you don't really get just the rambling, oh, this is what I did today, because I guess I'm not talking about Trump now. And Grok. Oh, okay, I'll get to that later. So I go on to my appointment. I got a couple errands to run. I jump on the bike. I come back home, unload my shit, and my laundry's done. It's at the bottom of the stairs. I'm like, I know they took that laundry bag downstairs. Like, what? How? Why is it back already? Is it done already? And then one of the sweetest girls here, she says, yeah. I said, terminando. Terminando? She says, si. I said, oh, okay. So I take it away. I always pay Ratty. She's on vacation, so I'll deal with the cost later. She didn't have her hand out to take my money. And I took it down and I made the bed. And it was just bedding on one of the units I manage. A couple towels and stuff like that. The last guy I had in here just lucked out the other day. A friend in the building says, hey, I got a buddy coming to town. I was going to put him up at my place, but you got anything where I can put him? And like, it'd be much fun. Like, my place is small. I go, and you don't want to live even with your best friend for a week. No, that's not cool. Talk about cramping your style. So I said, I do have something, actually. I got somebody that comes in tomorrow for 42 days through Airbnb, but I mean tomorrow, as in today, tomorrow, and come have a look at it. So I show it to him. It's a washing machine and brand new air conditioner. It's a 32.5 square meter unit. It's got a new kitchen, a pull-out bed, like a Murphy bed, and it's a nice little unit. And it's like there's coffee and sugar and everything. The fridge is empty, but that's the basic necessities. There's a blender. There's all cooking utensils, everything, bedding, multiple sheets. Place to put your clothes. A shower. No, there's not many places here with bathtubs in them, so that's not something that's common in this country. But it's a nice little unit. I'll show it to you. Anyway, he says, I'll take it. Anyways, this guy, when I told him, he says, how much? I said, I don't know, a couple $100. He goes, sold. I'm crying all out at that money. If he balks at it, I'd toss him half for that, just to make him comfortable, So my clients lucked out because they paid me to manage the place. I didn't have anyone in there from the 1st of January right until the 22nd, so he tossed me $200, and then I said, I'll have the meter read today, and then when you leave in a week, I'll have the meter read again, and then, you can toss me some money for the electricity. You know how much his electricity was? 248 pesos. I mean, $5 American? Anyways, I said, I think your electricity's under 500 pesos. So I pulled it up on my phone. I go, yeah, it's 278 pesos or something. He gives me 500, and I go to give him change. He says, keep it. $10. The dude left the place looking like an absolute, like it was when he came. Perfect. I mean, the towels didn't even look like they were all that well used. The ones that hang in the hanger in the bathroom. I mean, I laundered everything, but it was like he wasn't even there. Super cool. So when I saw the contact, the guy that recommended it, brought him in, introduced me, the referral, I said, make sure you tell so-and-so that, thank you for the way he left the property. And he goes, why, was it bad? I goes, no, it was perfect, man. Tell him thank you. Like, I don't, it's a small percentage of the people that leave the unit exactly how they found it. And that's what he did. So much thanks. I won't say your name, but if you're watching the channel, you know who you are. And I really appreciate you helping out my clients on short notice, giving me the opportunity to help you out on short notice with a place to stay, and a little bit of coin for my peeps. So I guess this is a video all on its own. So anyway, I closed all my windows and doors because even though it's a holiday, they're still working around here. They still do the gardening. They get a leaf blower going. It's been going a lot. And the boys, like Danielle, when he's walking around the place, he's when I see him, he's like, Jimmy. He's got a certain, like, Jimmy. I can't do it. I should be able to do it. I have to mimic it a little bit more. But in his Dominican accent, he says, yeah, me. Can't remember how he sings it. There's a certain tone to it. So it's never super quiet around here, because the boys are always yelling across the complex for someone to come up the stairs, or there's someone in reception for you, or, there's always a leaf blower going on or whatever. It's a super quiet complex, but there's a little bit of, you get traffic, you get people, and because of the shape of this, it's kind of like a U shape or a C with the pool at the bottom. Like, if you're talking at the pool, the sound carries right across the pool to the third floor here. You can almost hear a conversation at normal voices, but if you're yelling, you definitely can hear everything all around. So, and I'm super, how do you say, private? I don't want anyone, and I live on the first floor, and, I'm super, uber private. So anyway, I walk out today because I can hear Danny's voice out. I call him Danny. Danielle. He's talking to my neighbor, Danny. And so I can hear Danielle speaking to my neighbor. My door's shut because I'm broadcasting a little bit today, or at least recording. And I go outside. I go, fiesta? Party? He goes, no. I go, oh, it sounds like a party to me. And, I give him a smile, and he realizes I'm kind of razzing him a little bit. So he goes, ropa? I go, yeah, sí, no problema. Mucho gracias. He says, did you get your clothes? And I said, yeah. And I said, I've got more in Spanish, because he doesn't speak any English. And he goes, no. I said, sí, más, ahora mismo. Right now, I've got more. And he goes, no más. I go, ¿por qué? He says, the chica, go. Like this, eh? And I'm like, oh, I shut the door, and I walked back on. I said, vacaciones hoy. I don't know how you say holidays in Spanish, but, and he goes, sí. I said, I forgot, even though I had remembered, and I was like, you're in this mode of like, oh, it's a holiday today, I forgot. But so anyways, my point is the kindness of these people. I never come up to them and go, I need this cleaned now, Usually there's no time. Once in a while, I'll get in a jam or something happens where I need something and time is of most importance. But normally, at least with the laundry and the cleaning services and anything that I ask for the guys for around here, like I can't get one of my ceiling fan fixtures needs a bulb in it. I can't get the globe off. I need some help with it. I don't have any tools or anything down here. So like, I talked to Gregory a couple of days ago. He'd get here, I'll have to remind him or whatever, but I'm never, like, very seldom, unless my fridge pooches or I might get a clogged drain or something like that. I don't really need anything right now, but today I did. Not remembering that it was a holiday. And the sweetness of the girl going, I don't know, I'll find out. And Danielle took my bag of lunch. It was just a fitted sheet, a top sheet, a comforter, and 2 pillowcases and 2 towels. It wasn't much. But my point of this whole story, I guess I'm not talking about Trump's election and inauguration and how it affects the Dominican Republic. That's what this started out as. And I got sidetracked. And now 15 minutes later, I'm still talking about how cool the people are in Dominican Republic and how sweet they are and how their smiles light up the beach, the street, the room, especially the men. They're so friendly and so outgoing and so always a big fat smile on their face. Women, not so much, but the boys I really connect down here with. I don't care if you're Haitian or Dominican. I'm a little racist against the expats because they are such a pain in the patoot. I say that with love. You know, when I meet somebody, especially from Ontario or, you know, and it's surprising how many people I meet down here from Burlington, Hamilton, St. Catharines, Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, Ridgeway, Crystal Beach. Like, it's so cool. I don't know them from there, but it's really cool when you see them land. And I'm always, so where are you from? Ontario. Oh, sorry to hear that. And then they look at me most times like, ouch. I'm like, yeah, I'm Canadian too. I'm from St. Catharines. So I tell you, all this is coming up on a 17-minute video of how today I needed something by the end of the day. I mean, tomorrow we could have been all right, but I don't want to leave it late like that. I got check-in at 2 o'clock or something. So, no, I need this today so I can make the bed and have the place good. I can't be waiting on laundry at the last minute, right? So today, you know, I made instructions. I need this today. Okay, well, we'll find out. Not only did I get today, I got it. Almost like I was only gone an hour and a half. That's not even enough time to wash and dry a load like that. But there it was, freshly laundered and waiting for me when I got back. Even though it's a holiday, they put the priority. Like, today's a regular laundry day. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's ridiculously cheap. Like, a bag like that would cost me 300 or 400 pesos, $6 or $8 American. Now I do my own laundry and I just get them to dry it. So that's what I was talking to him about. I got 3 more loads that only need to be dried, and I'm like, no, I got more. And he's like, yeah, no, too bad, they're gone for the day. But what a cool, this is, I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't ever get the feel goods at home. But I got in a bad rut at home where I wasn't, I mean, during COVID, that's when I left. I wasn't leaving the house all that much. I was doing some broadcasting, doing the Jim Fannin show until YouTube took my channel. I was making $1,500 a month on my main channel where I used to do politics and talk about current events and do the Jim Fannin show. I was making $1,500 a month on that thing in February of 2021. And then nothing. So I didn't realize, it took me 3 years of being in the Dominican Republic down here to realize that I was at home and unhappy at home, and I didn't know it. I was unknowingly unhappy at home. And what a difference it is here. And I only get it. I mean, I'm not stupid, but I'm not the brightest bulb. I'm not the most aware person. I guess I got a pretty good awareness for my own body and stuff like that when it comes to pain and general health and, but I didn't realize that I was so unhappy at home until 3 years down here. I'm like, oh shit. And I take it for granted here because it's 85 and sunny 300 days a year. Like, yes, we have had some seriously rainy weather here the last 3 months, like a foot a month. For 3 months in a row, 3 feet of accumulation over 3 months is nuts. And even though the forecast says 10 days of solid sun, we just got a blast of rain here. And it went sunny again, and now it's looking like it might cloud over again. Like the rainy season, it comes and goes, right? There's Danny, you can hear him outside. And there's Bob Barker. And that's another Danielle down here on the beach. He's got this shop that that sits out front. I don't know if he manages it or he's a salesperson or whatever. I don't know if I've got him on camera here. Danielle and Babarker. I said, Donde Babarker? You know, I caught myself when I first came down here asking for capitals at the store and going, why am I putting an accent on? There's Babarker. ¿Qué está? Babarker. And I'm like, why am I putting an accent on when I say capital? That's stupid. You sound like a gringo. Like, why are you saying capital? So I said, quiero capital. Capital? They look at me like this. Capital. Oh, capital. Oh, sí capital. You have to say that. You have to adopt the local inflection and style of language. Even if you're speaking your own language, you say Babarker. Donde Babarker? Texaco doesn't sound anything. They say, I can't remember how the locals say Texaco. They put the accent on the end. Texaco. Texaco. Yeah. Texaco. No Texaco. Exacto? No Texaco. Texaco. Anyways, it's capital. No capital. Ah, capital? Ah, sí, no. No capital. Anyways, ¿dónde Babarker? Aquí. No. Okay, so that's my Babarker. And I guess I'm not showing Daniel here. And see, now I'm 22 minutes in, and I've even strayed from the original the original topic. The original topic was Trump. And then I got sidetracked by how cool people are here. Oh, yeah, that's it. I know usually if I just blather enough, I'll get it back, and then it'll leave me again, like it just did again. What was I saying? See? When the green light is on, this one right here, your brain goes to mush. The way I register happiness, apparently, getting back to why I'm not the most aware person in the world, but I eventually get it. Like, I took hemp oil. See, this is my hemp oil. This is a blender, and you have to cover it around the bottom because when it's cold, the blender sweats and leaves water all over your desk. So you have to have this so it doesn't, because it gets caught in the grooves, and so it doesn't drip all over your face and clothes. So I started taking hemp oil, and my fucking sciatica disappeared. All my sciatic pain disappeared. I thought I was going to be, crippled forever, in pain forever. I started on the hemp oil, and it's gone. Less than 6 weeks. So I'm not the most aware because my pain went away and I didn't even know it was gone. And people can relate to this. I've told this story hundreds of times now. When you wake up in the morning and your back hurts, you're like, oh, my back hurts. And if you have a chronic bad back when you wake up, it's just, I had one of those. I had it for 5 years. Debilitating pass-out pain sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I'm talking weak in the knees, pass-out pain. Close. It traveled all the way down the front of my thigh. Back of my quad, back of my glute, back of my hammy, and then the front of my shin, whatever muscle that is, and then the top of my foot. Shooting white pain. And I thought I was going to end up like that forever. You know, sitting in this chair, getting out of this chair, I was a gimp. Always in pain, always cranking ibuprofen all day, every day. I was trying to stay loose. I was stretching a little bit. I was walking a little bit. Nothing too much, but all I had to do was get on hemp oil, and it's gone. Again, wow, this is going to be a 3-hour video, and I haven't even touched the topic that I was set out to touch on here. How about a road trip? This is not much of a road trip if you got to watch me walk to my bike. And my laces out, I don't know. I got dengue fever last Christmas, and I think being on the hemp oil, I know, helped. That guy's got the same bike as mine, but it's super clean all the time. Mine's a couple years old now, faded and dented and beat up and not always clean. Oh, there's me in the mirror. And a friend of mine said, well, maybe you saved yourself a hospital trip because you're on the hemp oil. Maybe it's working for you and you didn't even know it. I'm like, yeah, because I thought it was the flu. I'm like, I shouldn't be catching the flu now. My immune system should be good. But I mean, it's contact sport. So if you touch something that's infected and you touch, it gets in you, you're done. So anyways, his friend said to me, well, maybe maybe you dodged a bullet. Maybe the fact that you're on hemp oil is, helped you out with the dengue. Oh, beeping my horn with a coconut guy. I never use my horn down here. Dominicans love their horns. So she said, anyways, you notice anything else since you've been on the hemp oil? I go, not really. I sleep well. I really don't have many physical or mental issues to speak of, so I don't really notice it's done much. And then it hit me. It hit me like lightning. And I got up out of my chair and I walked around and I looked at her and I said, my sciatic pain is gone. I can't remember the last time I limped or gimped or got out of bed sore. It disappeared and I didn't even realize it. I am cured and I don't even know it. Thank you, God. So after 6 weeks of taking 3 tablespoons of hemp oil a day, I'm back. I have no pain. It's like the commercial where they say, well, I'm glad you're feeling better. And you're like, no, I'm not feeling better. You don't understand. It's gone. I am 100% cured. Muchas gracias, Dios. So to make a long story longer, I measure my happiness down here based on the fact that I don't hardly ever go to the beach. It's right there. And it's always sunny, and the water's always warm, and it's always gorgeous, and there's always beautiful people down there. It's a great place to go. And every time I go there, once I get in the water, and you float right to the top, your feet come up, and you're just floating on your back with all that buoyancy in the salt water. And I'm like, I got to come here more often. Often. T silent and often. It's often? Okay. I still say batteries. But I don't go to the beach. When I was at home, I was obsessed with the beach and sunsets. I watched every freaking sunset I could get my eyes on. I'd be at Lakeside Park or Sunset Beach or wherever the hell I could. Even when I was out at Morgan's Point, sunrises and sunsets and days at the beach were so important to me, man. I'm pulling up to my barber shop in this video. I usually cut the video before I start filming any of the girls because they don't want to be on there. They don't want to be, some of them are private, but some of them just don't want you to be making money by doing chica videos. I don't do chica videos. That's not my game, but the guys that do make it make the bank. So I just finally realized, this is walking out of Caribe Campo Tres at Tropimar, one of my favorite buildings, complexes. On the whole North Coast, I mean, only because it's location, proximity to the town that it's in, and it's super well staffed, secured, quiet, lots of expats. Anyways, to extend my long story even longer, now 30 minutes long, I've come out here to talk about Trump's effect on the Dominican Republic economy and the tourism and social, he just canceled a $400 million debt. Okay, that works for me. Anything that helps the government here get their act together better is good for me. I chase sunsets and beaches. I don't do it here. It's easy to take 85 degrees and sunny for 300 days a year for granted. I get that I'm taking it for granted. If you acknowledge that you're taking something for granted, doesn't that mean that you've stopped taking it for granted? So there, I'm not very good at doing this, but way to go, Jimmy. You don't take it for granted so much now if you're aware that you're taking it for granted. Lasagna tonight down at George's, and I go to the beach when my clients are in town or when I have friends in town, and they say, hey, we're down at shack number 108, Christian's place. Larimar. Larimar? There's some words that I don't know how to say in English anymore. Larimar. Right beside Manny's place at El Valero. Or Valero, I think it's El Valero. But it's 108 and 109, two businesses I frequent down the end of the beach. It's Sua down there. When I get the call, most of the time I go. And most of the time when I get there, especially when I'm in the water, I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I need to come back here more often. Not often. Often. I shouldn't be showing you the back end here, but where's the sunset? Oh, he's already got my stuff up. Okay, so I'm doing a couple of videos on, how, like, I just don't watch sunsets like I should be seeing them more often. Come on, dude, what's wrong with you? So I'm doing some videos on Trump's inauguration and how it might affect the Dominican economy, etc. And look, he's already got my, what do you call it up here? He didn't, no, that's not what I want, dude. I need Trump's fotch up in this part. Anyways, I guess I got to go do some other work. So what are we going to title this one? This is for SEO. My name's Jim Fannin. James Melville Fannin, if you want to be formal. I've been living in the Dominican Republic for 3 years as of October 22nd. I love it. If you say to me, hey, Jimmy, I got $100,000. I want to buy a little place I can come to. I want to buy a little place I can rent out. I want to buy a little place that's going to, grow in value. Here's one, $397. This is a great deal. Duplex. I'm going to put you right here for $100,000. Poolside, renovated. It's actually $90,000. It's $162.50 a month. It's in Caribe Campo. It's 500 meters up off the road where the grocery store is. Sienna, formerly the Superpola. Look at it. It comes equipped as is, furnished. There's a laser projector in there. That unit right there, that washing machine's actually a washer dryer combo. Pretty cool. Everything's well renovated. It's got a tub in the back off the master bedroom. 65 meters, 162.50 a month, $90K. This is where I'm going to put you. If you say I got 100,000, I want to buy a little spot. This is where I'm putting you, right here. This thing should have sold a long time. I have cheaper ones. I have ones on the third floor. I have 2-bedroom penthouses with rooftop access. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got 2 studios for 90. I got a single studio at 82. I've got a bunch of inventory in here. I've got some 2 bedrooms, upper and lower units with access top and bottom. They could be duplexed on one title for 100, 130, depending on whether you want to do a complete renovation or just live in it right away. 130 live-in condition, 100,000 to renovate completely top to bottom. That tub, yeah, that's the new tub, I guess. Is this a new video? Yeah, the old tub was black. Yeah, that's all the new treatments on the wall. If you saw the old video of this, you notice it's a black tub and none of those tiles are on the wall. It looks great now. It would look good before, but for $90K? Hello? ¿Qué está haciendo? What are you doing? Get down here. This one you can even rent before you buy it if you want to check it out. But if you want to buy sight unseen, I'll send you the power of attorney papers. You'll have them in 10 days. You'll be closed in 30. And you can move money around down here like it's no problem. When you're buying a house like this, it's not like back home. The government's not all up in your grill about, oh, where'd you get this money? Can you prove that this money's been in your bank account for more than 90 days? Can you show us no. I mean, there's a certain amount of signing off that the lawyers are going to have to do that this is coming from something other than, the words you can't say on YouTube. But I'm telling you, a friend of mine bought a $200,000 house. She moved $350,000 down here. With the house move, she moved her fine, like it can be done. It's like the 1970s down here. You'll love it. Very little regulation, very little of the government up in your life. So I highly recommend. After a 40-minute rant of basically nothing, I hope this video was helpful to point out how kind the people are, how unhappy you may be at home without even knowing it, and how moving here could change all of that. I wake up every day, it's sunny. There's no more sad. I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot of seasonal affective disorder or stuff like that. At least I wasn't aware that I did. I still have a blue day here and there, but not near as much as I used to back home. So if there's anything that I can do to help you get down here, either for a vacation or to buy something or to eventually retire here, I'm in Sosua. I love it here. I am the host of the Buying Dominican Republic channel on YouTube, on Twitter, on every streaming and just about all the platforms. If you look for Buying Dominican Republic on just about any platform, including TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, you will find a page. But my YouTube is the most active, and it's where you see videos like this. They give you sometimes a deep insight to the kindness of the Dominican people. And I use Haitians in the same breath because there's a lot of Haitians down here. And for the most part, they're just as kind and beautiful. But there is something about that Dominican mindset, that Caribbean life that just, I don't want to say they don't care. They're just happy. And for no apparent reason. They don't have a lot. They live on a lot less than we do. but they're just happy. So that's it for now. And I'll be back with part 2 of the impact, the potential impact of the inauguration of the 47th President of the United States of America, one Donald J. Trump. I'm not coming out here as a huge Trump honk, but on the advice of my SEO guy, and by the way, I have an SEO guy, YouTube, Google, Facebook, he does it all, Instagram, TikTok, he's got lots of clients. He knows what he's doing. If you want to hook up for a guy that knows it inside and out, I've got it. But he said to me today, why no videos? I go, man, mentally I'm just not in the space. And he said, well, do a video on Trump. I go, it's got really nothing to do with Dominican. He says, well, I'll do a video about how Donald Trump could possibly affect Dominican. Duh. I'm like, oh, I hate you. And you're right, asshole. So I got part 2 of that coming up. None of which have been released today. And my tongue does not want to cooperate with me. Okay? Peace, love. Hug your neighbor. And I am out.